Hello guys, welcome to today's exercise. It will be the only exercise for the moment. It's a puzzle by Troitsky 1913. As you evaluate the puzzle, white can easily create a pass-free pawn by pushing a4, and if black takes, he will have a pawn on a3. Unfortunately for white, that's not a solution because black has king to g3. And now in the race between the h black pawn and white a pawn, white will end up being checkmated. So a5, h4, a6, h3, a7, and checkmate for black. In this case scenario, white cannot jump straight forward to a4. He finds himself in a position where he has to take the g2 pawn. Other way, after g3, he will end up checkmated, no matter what he does. So let's say white takes on g2. In this case scenario, king to g5, and again after a4, an exchange, en passant obviously. And black now will have enough to prevent the white pawn from conversion. And once we move a7, black reaches b7 and it's over. Then how white can win this endgame if none of this works out? Well, we study about obstacles in the path of the king, and what white needs to do, he needs to create these obstacles in the path of the king. In order to do that, we notice that we cannot move a4 or king to g2 because we lose. So white's first move will be f6, and now he's put in the first obstacle. Even if black takes, he has to take because white will convert. g3 will no longer bring the victory to black. So black is taking, and this pawn becomes the obstacle. Now black will lose a tempo, as we proven in the first videos. Now, finally, white can take on g2. He has to take on g2 because again he will end up in the checkmate after king g3, king to g5, a4, and then en passant exchange again. And now black has to choose between the two squares. More convenient for black will be to go to via f5, e5, d5, c6, and he will manage to still keep himself in the square of the pawn. So if we move a4, black will go for our d5 pawn. In this case, we're going to place another obstacle in the path of the king, moving d6. And if black is pushing c6, he's literally creating a wall between our pawn and his king that has to go outside the pawn square. So black will take. That would be a mistake to take. We push c6, and then the pawn c6, because he has to take, otherwise we convert, becomes another obstacle. So now black has two obstacles in the path of his king. He cannot go to c6, he cannot go to d6. So pushing a5, and doesn't matter which path he chooses, he will be outside the pawn square, and therefore we win the endgame. I hope you guys found this instructive and learn how to maneuver around the obstacles in the path of the king.